With you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Wednesday. Great to have Coach Mike Houston hanging out with us. We appreciate his time here on the show today to talk some Pirate football as we tie a bow on the ECU baseball season and the athletics calendar for 2022-2023. And, Coach, another great run for Cliff Godwin's guys that unfortunately ended in a regional championship.
Yeah, that's just that game Saturday night was tough. That's the one that really, because you had the chances to win it. But, what a great year that they had again. And I know everybody's disappointed that we didn't host or we didn't have a super regional. But, you won 47 games?
Yeah.
That's not too shabby.
And we kind of looked at it when we came in on Monday, just looking back at the athletics year as a whole, and you guys winning a bowl game, first time since 2013.
Right.
Man, the run Kim McNeil's team went on, that was a lot of fun. Mike Schwartz winning a postseason game in the tournament. It feels like we're on a pretty good run here.
Well, you've got both basketballs, I feel like, are in a very positive place. Football's in a very positive place. You got baseball in a very positive place. I feel like women's soccer is in a very positive place. Gary has done a great job with that program, and they're playing at a high level. Lacrosse, had a great spring.
Yeah.
So I think there's just so much positivity around the athletic department and all the programs.
Mike Houston joining us. Shirley, I got a clip saved from earlier today. You got that ready to go. Coach, you guys, and it's been awesome getting to talk to some of your players who can come in after a win and be level-headed, come in after a loss and be ready to move on. That is tough for fans. That's tough for sometimes media. We try to paint big, broad strokes after a win that maybe, hey, this is the year, or after a loss, well, this year's over. You guys have to stay so focused. But here's an example of fans. This is coming off a beatdown against UCF, and you had this particular fan, Justin in New Bern, fired up to go to BYU.
And next week in Provo, Utah, BYU, we are coming for you. I'm going to slap every cougar on that mountain, and we're bringing all the vices to you. I'm bringing coffee, and I'm bringing Pepsi, and I'm bringing beer and tequila and whiskey and more tequila and more whiskey and more beer. And Mike Houston and the Pirates are rolling in there, and we're whooping some BYU tails. Go Pirates!
All right, that was after a win, and you did go to BYU and win that game on a field goal.
Sounds like he needs to be like with the old WWE.
It was very stone coldish.
Yes.
Great call there. An example of the highs, and we've got some lows too that we could play, but fans are up and down. How tough? At this point in your career, I guess you've done it so much, but is it tough to kind of move on to the next one?
No. It's just, I do feel like the kids handle it better than I do. It's just, the energy and the emotions of the wins are such a high. And then, when you put, 100 hours or whatever it is a week of preparation into a game, and then when you have those tough losses, like we had some heartbreakers last year, and just the lows can just, they crush me. And that's, you say, well, you're getting older. Shouldn't it get a little more numb to it? And you just don't. You pour everything into it, and so it's that is probably the toughest thing to manage is those two extremes during the season.
And you famously, after the Memphis win, beat on the podium. How about those freaking Pirates? We like the emotion, Coach. How
about those freaking Pirates?
There it is. That was this man. That almost sounds like a different guy.
Let's see. We started off. We got down 14-0 to start the game, right?
Yeah.
And so we had the fake punt, which was there. I'm telling you, it was there. And then we have a busted assignment. We get tackled.
Oh, no.
And I'm sitting over there and like, this is going just. But then our kids we came back, and to win the game in 4 overtimes and to win it the way you want it, and it's just that's the extremes, right? You get all the extremes in one ball game.
Exactly.
They were getting ready to boo me out of the stadium in the first quarter, and so you win it in 4 overtimes. You're pretty jacked.
No doubt. Mike Houston joining us. Highs and lows of being a college football head coach. Let's see. We got a ton of questions.
A lot more
here.
Highs nowadays, though.
Trust me. Yeah, we've been here for some lows.
I was on suicide watch in 19.
Well, we're now, we're in a much different place here years later. All right, let's knock out some of these listener questions, Coach. What position group has really improved this year that maybe struggled last year? What bump have you seen this offseason in a position group?
I think probably the secondary. I mean, I just think that you have some guys that are a year older. You have a lot more length with both some guys that were in the program that didn't play much last year that are now experienced and playing more, and you got some newcomers that have some length. So I think that the added length and speed in that room has been very evident. You know, our team right now runs as well as any group I've had at ECU. I mean, we run, and so it's. I think that you should see some pretty significant improvement right there this fall.
Interested to see about this rule change, Coach, that you're asked about with the no clock stop on a first down. Well, how is that going to impact the time of games? How will it impact drives and situations? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, it's going to reduce the length of the game a little bit, and it's probably going to reduce, probably 7 to 10 snaps a game is what they tell us. And really, the reason they're doing it is because of the expanded playoff. They're trying to, lessen the number of plays throughout the season for the players. So the games will be a touch shorter. I wish they'd do away with the TV timeouts, but that's not going to go away.
Yeah, and I don't mind this rule. You have so many stoppages in a game already with reviews, with TV timeouts. Right. I don't think this will be too drastic, but
no, I don't think the fans will notice.
Yeah,
it'll just be a few fewer plays.
Brandon says, ask Coach what you won't be watching the game. You'll be on the sidelines. What do you think about the Michigan game being on Peacock instead of national TV?
I don't care.
Okay, there you go.
I am a little surprised, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to be ranked, when the AP poll comes out or whatever, they're probably going to be ranked 2.
Well, maybe that's why they do it. They try to get some money. They know Michigan's going to be a draw, and ECU is a bowl winner.
Coach Harbaugh is saying that this is their best chance that they've ever had to win a national championship.
It makes you feel good, don't it?
Yeah. Hey, bring them on.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Let's see. How about the new conference, Coach? I guess it became official maybe yesterday. I saw some tweets about it, but UTSA, UAB, Rice, which you're not playing all of these teams, but a lot of new teams coming in. What's your take on that?
Well, we had conference meetings last week, and so we were all together for the first time. And a lot of those guys I know. And know about their programs, and so obviously, three teams leaving, but I think some really quality programs coming in. Like UTSA is probably going to be one of the better teams in the country next year.
They were in the top 25 most of last year,
right? And and Jeff's done a great job there. He feels really, really confident about his roster. So it's going to be, Rice, Bloom had them in a bowl game last year, so very solid team returning there. So it's going to be a challenging conference, just like always.
What is the message you tell recruits to sell them on ECU? What's your recruiting pitch, if you could boil that down?
Well, I think a couple of things. I mean, first, they really are blown away when they see the stadium when they come to campus. And so I tell them, I said, listen, a lot of people have a big stadium. I said, the difference is ours is full. Our fan base is our best selling point in recruiting. But it's, getting them here and getting them around campus and seeing everything. But then I tell them, you want to come here for the same reasons that I wanted to come here. This is a football school. Football is important at East Carolina. Our fan base supports the program. The city of Greenville supports the program. It matters here, and that's a lot of times we're recruiting against a school that may have this or that or whatever, but they're not a football school in this region because there's only so many, and so that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, and Ryan McManus joined us, Director of Football Operations, last week, and we'll talk about some of your camps coming up. But he said winning helps. He said, hey, we got a ring, which I believe I saw on social media, bowl wins, and now, Coach, you can, before a couple of years ago, you were selling kind of the vision. Now you're saying, hey, here's what we got.
Right, and I'll tell you another piece. It's the biggest selling factor that we have are our players. I love our roster. The kids, the way they are with each other, the way they represent themselves, it's what you want. And when parents and recruits get around them, the parents feel very comfortable with who they're their son's going to be with, and I think that's a big factor also. Yeah, you're selling what the program is right now, not what it's going to be.
And man, I don't know if we got lucky. Troy and Jonathan kind of got together the last couple of years, and we had the Players Lounge here on the show and got to talk. I don't know if we got just like every awesome guy you have on your team and got lucky with our picks, or I imagine everybody is that way. Because talking to Miles Berry and Bruce the year before, like, just amazing dudes.
And I feel like you could pick any
of them, yeah.
And by the way, Miles started his new job this week down in Texas. So
just an amazing guy. He's awesome.
He's going to own a company here.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Mike Houston joining us, Coach. What is the biggest difference of coaching at ECU versus your previous stops?
Every stop is different. I think the American Conference is a difference. At JMU, we were the best team in that league, it's the conference was strong, but you were the alpha dog. Now you've got a bunch of alpha dogs in this league.
Yeah,
it's a dang bar fight every. It's just you beat each other to death. I think that's one difference. I do. Just being back in North Carolina, for me personally, is just that's a big piece for Amanda and the boys and I.
I asked Bryce Williams, former ECU tight end, to come up with a question. He is obsessed with numbers. That's all he's got. He said because he wanted his first question. He didn't want me to ask. He said, if he joined the team this year, would you let him wear 80 or would you keep it on Shane Calhoun? And I said, Bryce, his guy is going to keep 80. Calhoun's keeping 80. You're not getting 80.
Yeah, I'll find you a good number, though.
He said he wanted to know what your favorite number is. I guess, what did you wear? Or what number?
I wore 88.
Okay.
So, Josiah.
That's Josiah's a Cowboys thing, ain't it?
No,
Okay.
No, I was 44 in high school. I got to college, and an upperclassman had 44, so they gave me 88.
Okay.
So that's what I wore. But anyway, we'll find 97 would be a good number for Bryce.
You look good in that 97.
97, coming across the middle.
But 88, Josiah, the 88 on this roster. You said, okay, all right.
That's good. Josiah represented well.
No doubt. Craig says, name a player that might not be in the spotlight but impresses you with his work ethic. Who comes to mind? Who are those workers for you, Coach?
Well, I think I mentioned one while ago, Kerry King. I think certainly he's kind of set himself apart.
Is he still 17? Oh, I know he was.
He's going to wear 7 this year.
Okay, he's at 7.
Devin King is wearing 17. Don't start asking me a bunch of numbers. they all come in wanting a different number. About every other semester or so. Jack Powers has had a great spring and summer. He's a kid I think may have a big year this year.
All right, a couple of names there. Josh asking how Coach feels about the chances this year with the new teams. We talked about the new teams coming into conference, and look, I feel like nationally, when you look at it, you'll say, oh, they lost Houston and Cincinnati, and they were really good teams, UCF, but there's still a lot of quality coming in, maybe just not name brands, right?
Well, I mean, it's just because we haven't known them doesn't mean they're not quality programs.
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned UTSA a while ago. UAB has been a strong program for years. Tom Herman at FAU, he's going to do a great job down there. We mentioned Rice a while ago. UNC Charlotte, we kind of a regional rivalry, deal with two schools in the state of North Carolina.
UAB, since coming back, has been really good. And how about Trent Dilfer? That's a very interesting hire.
That was. I knew him a little bit just from him doing games with ESPN, but good guy, really good guy. Obviously, played forever, knows football. He was good at the meetings last week.
All right, Brandon, hopefully Coach has the answer to this one. What will it take to get highly ranked recruits to come to ECU like Alabama and Ohio State get?
$14 million a year.
All right, that's it.
I think that's the budget at the top schools in the SEC for NIL for football.
Okay, so
that's the one thing is just, I mean, like the lower tier ACC schools, their budget for NIL for just football per year is $5 million, $6 million. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. And so if you would like to write that check, we'll get you in touch with the right people, right?
Yeah.
Brandon or anybody out there. TJ says, Clip, can you ask Coach Houston what his favorite music artist is? Sure.
Oh, I got a couple. Now, Journey, definitely got to be in there. Motley Crue has to be on the list.
You seen any of these live? You been to any concerts?
Saw Aerosmith live.
Okay.
Saw Nickelback. Saw Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, wow.
Random.
Okay. All right. Why did you go to a Breaking Benjamin show? Are you a fan?
I love Breaking Benjamin.
Awesome. All right.
My
cool.
wife went with me.
Excellent. All right. Are you in the mosh pit with Igo and them?
Absolutely.
That's hilarious. Breaking Benjamin. I like that. Mike Houston joining us here today, Coach. I want to mention your camps before we let you get out of here, and we talked about it last week with Ryan McManus, but prospect camps going on. But for folks out there that are interested in the Junior Pirates camp and
next week,
the ladies clinic, need to get on that, right?
So next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Junior Pirates camp, in the mornings. Then the ladies clinic is June 23rd. That'll be in the evening there. Information on all those camps are at Mike Houston Football Camps LLC.com. So you can look on our website. There's a link there too. So, but excited about that next week. I love the little kids camp. Those guys are always enthusiastic, and it is K through 8th.
Okay.
And then the ladies clinic is a big hit every year. And, really the good thing this year is we will have players involved with the ladies clinic this year. We did it at a time when the players are there. We will have players involved in the little kids camp too.
Awesome. I was going to ask you about that, Coach, because my favorite part growing up, I went to Coach Gary Overton baseball camp back in the day, and also Mike Steele camp. But being the players being there, they're heroes to kids around here. So, and you talked about how great your team is. I know kids and the ladies will love that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's get to be with the Pirates at those two events.
Mike Houston Football Camps LLC.com. You can get signed up there. Coach, what is the rest of so we mentioned the prospect camps, you got official visits, so you're still in football mode here in June.
Yeah,
right?
So June is it's every single day between recruiting and the stuff with our players. It's every single day through June. We got a official visit last weekend. We have another one, got a group coming in tomorrow. Have a big prospect camp on Sunday. So it's constant right now till the end of June, and then the dead period hits the last right at the tail end, last week of June. The dead period comes, and so that's when all the coaches get to catch their breath.
Man, all right, and a little vacation, catch up on Yellowstone or whatever you're watching these days.
We're not watching anything right now.
Nothing good.
The pandemic got me hooked on some of that stuff. It's a little bit more difficult now, but.
I know what you're going to say, but how you feeling about the Cowboys this year?
It's our year.
It's our year.
Yeah.
How many years in a row you said that? Since they won their last one?
Since 96 or 97, whatever it was.
Hey, we got rid of Dan Snyder, so maybe we'll be back.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm never going. What in the hell's your name now?
Well, it's Washington. We're the Commanders.
Isn't there an issue with that?
There's some kind of copyright issue. Maybe we'll get a new name. Maybe, I don't know. We're just trying to I don't know, have a business there, Coach. And we got a good coach in Ron Rivera. Problem is everything. Coach Rivera. I know, and everything around him crumbles. So it's got to be tough for him.
But I refuse to pull for the Redskins.
That's fine. Yeah, and I'll never pull for the Cowboys.
No, like John Riggins. That's like profanity.
That's awesome. I love it. I love the hate. It makes it fun, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Coach, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it, and good luck the rest of this off season. And we'll talk to you coming up, I guess, in August, getting ready for media day and fall camp and all that good stuff.
Exciting times.
Yes, sir.
Glad to be a Pirate.
Thank you, Coach. Mike Houston joining us here in hour number 3 of Pirate Radio Live.